Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Submachine 10. The first video, we basically just got ourselves started. We found this warp portal, or at least it seems like a warp portal. We haven't really used it yet. And I'm actually not going to use it this exact second. I'm going to show you the rest of this area just to see what is here so we can remember it so it'll be useful later. So over here we got a statue of St. Alexius of Rome, so we got some Roman things. There's also this device inside this capsule, but we don't actually take it. We don't use these devices, but we're going to see a few of these. And it's never really explained what they're for, but there are some theories out there. So we got some destroyed bricks that are moving around, so there must have been a portal here of some kind, but we can't see it anymore. We can actually go down these things. It was not that obvious that you can do that. But you can go down there and further down. And we have... I don't know what exactly this is yet, but it seems to be missing something. Like it should have springs or whatever these coils are around entirely, but there's one missing there and there and there. So it's like we're missing 3 coils. So if we ever find these coils, we know where to put them. And this doesn't do anything because I guess we need coils here, and something else needs to be there. So let's keep that in mind. And now we can go back to the warp portal, or whatever this is. So if it functions like the warp portals in previous games, you normally put your coordinates in here and then you just go somewhere. Well, this one doesn't put in numbers, it's just on or off. So we can think of it as a binary coordinate system. So this would be 0, 0, 0, this would be 1, 1, 1, and so on and so forth. So that makes a grand total of 8 different locations that we can go to, including this one right here, which doesn't sound like all that much, but trust me, this quickly spirals out of control. So let's actually start. I'm just going to put all the buttons in, and then we push this button, we teleport to whatever this area is. So let's take a look around here. We're in some kind of temple. There's a ladder there, but let's keep going this way. And here is a ladder step, but it doesn't look like it belongs to any ladder we've seen so far, so let's just hold on to that. Down here we have another one of these devices. Again, it's just sort of lore, what these things are for. They look like some kind of, well, robot maybe? We'll see more of them in just a minute here. Another one of these stands. We remember this from the very beginning. You put a light sphere in here and then you'll go through the wall. So there must be something on the other side of this wall, but we'll need another light sphere before we can use it. Let's head this way. Oh, we see another one of these. We just saw it before. But this one has all of its coils on it, and nothing is going on, but there's some kind of slot here. So maybe we'll need to grab an item to put there. Continuing, we see a picture. So we do have pictures in this game. And not sure what that's for, so let's save that for later. Going down here. Well, this looks familiar. This kind of looks like that device we saw back in, we'll say 000. So back in that location, there was one of these, but instead of having this thing, it had a closed cap and 4 lights. So, wonder what that's for. Alright, so this is one of those sort of robot things we were seeing in all those capsules we were opening. And it definitely looks like a robot. So it's quite possible that these are robots that are used throughout the submachines, because we see them in multiple different locations. One of the main theories, these are maintenance robots, because we've heard about the maintenance teams, and the fact that we were a human and not a maintenance robot is what got us caught by the security system in the 6th game. So that is quite possibly what these are for, but they're all defunct. They're not working, and we can't use any of them in this game. So it's been a long time since any of this stuff was working. We also have this radar thing, and when I get close to this, it lights up, but that doesn't mean there's a portal or anything there. It's just connected to this box of some kind, so we're not sure what this is for at the moment. So that's pretty much this entire area we can explore for now. We just found a couple items. So now let's start making our way through exploring each different area. So 000, let's call that like the hub, the starting area. This is 111, let's call it the temple. So now let's go to 001. And let's just right away, let's call this the pyramid, because we have a pyramid shape here. Let's take a look around. We got this way some stuff. We have an eye symbol here with some hieroglyphics here, and we can rotate these. It's not obvious what it's doing right now. But we do have this picture, which kind of looks like some of the stuff we see here. Yeah, this right here looks like that symbol. So maybe above it there's this worm symbol. Yeah. So that's something we gotta do. So up here we find another picture of these. We'll go back down there in just a second. Over here, there's the eyeball symbol, so maybe once we solve this puzzle, something will happen right here. And up here at the top of the pyramid, we find another picture. So if you put these together, this is the top symbol, then this is the second one. This is also the second symbol, and then this must be the third one. This being the third symbol, and this is the fourth. So I want the bird and the whatever this is to be next. The bird's already there. And so this is the final symbol. There's no indication we have solved this puzzle yet. We have to go to the eyeball. And now we find a cogwheel. Ooh, hold on. There's a downstairs I haven't gone to. Down over here, there is some kind of thing with cogwheels in it, which we can just stick our cogwheel in right there. Real quick, let's actually turn the cogwheel, see what it does. It's not obvious. Yeah, it didn't do anything over here. But over here we find this ladder, which normally stopped at this point, actually goes down. So we've opened a new area. We go up here, we see another one of these, but it's all lit up. And we have a working portal. So I guess whenever we see these are portal generators. So the one in the hub world, we need to find 3 of these coils, and then we'll actually be able to use it as a portal. So we can go in here and we find ourselves in the root. If you remember from game number 5, this is an area we visited. And there's our light sphere that we want to use back at the temple. So we're back there. There's, you know, some new objects here. There's this smaller cogwheel in the citric acid pool that we drained. And over here the lights are on now, and we can actually move these metal things out of the way. So you remember in game 5, this room existed, but you couldn't move the metal out of the way. And this was apparently here the whole time. And it drops a ladder, which doesn't really take us anywhere. So it wouldn't have been useful in that game. But it's useful now because there's another portal up here, which takes us to another part of the route. It's kind of filled up with resin. Not sure where the resin's coming from, but it's blocking our way to most places. You might actually remember this. In game 5, I pointed it out. If you click on this, this patch comes off, but you couldn't do anything with it in the game. But let's remember it for now, because it might actually come in handy this time around. Do you know how many numbers there are between 0 and 1? Infinite? Exactly. There is a countless number of sublayers between any 2 main layers of reality. The important thing to remember is that as there are 7 main layers all stable, as all their sublayers, there is also the 8th layer known as the layer of light, which is not stable and it can float freely through all other layers. Murtaugh was trapped in the 8th layer once, that's why he was unable to focus his being on a single layer. Fortunately, Elizabeth managed to snap him out of this trap. Alright, this would explain why it's so difficult to find people in the submachine, because even if you happen to be in the same layer, you might be on a different sub-layer. So in other words, there's just infinite possibilities in this place. So just endless locations to visit. Well, nothing else we can do in this area for now. Just keep in mind all these things that we could do once we come back. So let's climb back up here. Actually, I didn't check this out. I just kind of looked at it and moved away. So we have some kind of dog head here. And if we click on it, we actually warp to another part of the pyramid. And it's not something we can't exactly get to ourselves. It's a different area. We have some kind of device here, which is connected to this stone beam. But nothing we have is going to work with it at the moment. We climb up here, we find another one of these things that accepts cogwheels, and then we're back at the start. So we can just literally go across without using the dog head. So maybe there's a reason that exists that we don't know about yet. Also, when we lowered this ladder using this cog, we now can no longer climb up to the upper level, but that's fine because we've done everything in that upper level, so we'll leave the cogwheel as it is. And over here, we're not only missing the big cogwheel, but we are missing 2 others on either side. So if we put this here, we drop off one of our cogwheels, which we're going to do just because we don't want to hold on to too much in our inventory. And we'll just remember we need a small and a big cogwheel before we can use this again. Okay, I think that's where we'll stop this video. In the next one, I'm going to use this light sphere and see what we can get from that. So I'll see you then. Bye.